Hi guys, Ronnie here. Today I want to talk about the Stages Dash cycle computer that I have recently received from Stages Europe for testing. So to compare it with some other computer units, Garmin's for example, and this is the 520, this is the 1000. Size wise and weight wise it slots basically in between these two. It's nearly identical to weight, size and price to the A20. The Stages, however, is a lot more different in terms of features and how it works. So it is a cycle computer that's focused mainly on the competitive rider who trains by power and does interval-based workouts. The unit itself has a sturdy rubberized chassis and the base of it is aluminum. The unique thing about it is that you can use it in this landscape orientation, but you can also use it in portrait mode, where it clips onto the aluminum high strength mount, which is very good even on rough roads. It doesn't rattle away. Another good thing is in case you break it or break the plastic tab on there, everything on the mount is replaceable. So weight wise, the 520 comes up at around 67 grams or 63.4. Dash roughly 100 grams, and the 1000, the heaviest, largest, 115. So yeah, it's quite a big, sturdy unit, and it's designed to be extremely waterproof and shockproof, so ideal for cycling. Another difference from the Garmin units is that it uses hardware buttons, so no touchscreen, which is a thing that I really like because, to be honest, touchscreens like this are quite old school compared to modern phones, and they are very sluggish, not very responsive. So for now, cycle computers, buttons are much preferred, at least in my case. So the focus on performance is reflected in the activity profiles that the Stages has. So as you can see on this little icon, this is the main menu, and right now I'm in power-based workouts. Now there are many others which I'm going to show you in a minute in the software, the Stages Link software, but I prefer the simplicity of having just power-based workouts, and in terms of data screens I only have one, so basically I've disabled everything else, and this way it's very simple, very elegant, and I still have everything I need. So right as you get into the unit, you have this zero reset button, so very useful if you have a power meter. This of course supports every sensor that you might have, so Bluetooth or ANT+, every power meter, you don't have to use Stages, and every speed sensor, cadence sensor, heart rate monitor, whatever you want. And from those you can basically select all kinds of different data fields. Basically everything you would find in another unit can be found in the Stages Dash. So yeah, since I have every other activity profile disabled, this is the only one I have, so let's just hit ride. Yeah, I have my wattage here, my current wattage, my cadence, heart rate, speed, normalized power for the ride, average power for the ride, ride time and distance. So these are the fields that I use. Battery life over the Garmin's is actually a bit more generous. I found it to be nearing 20 hours. To be honest, I never ran it to full exhaustion to keep my data. I'm a little bit of a data geek, so I don't want to risk that. Turn on the backlight, it also is very bright and visible even in direct sunlight, so that's another good point. Right now I have it disabled, so it shuts off after a couple of seconds. Now if you look at the software side of things, the Stages is very advanced in this regard. So it uses the so-called stages link to control the stages dash head unit, and this is essentially a modified version of today's plan, as you can see. So right now I'm on a premium account, so that means I have access to the training plan features as well. And this is basically the calendar section, so this enables me to monitor my workouts. These were mainly on Zwift in the last couple of weeks because of the weather. Here I have the recommendation for some further training sessions. The same training metrics apply here, like you would find in Strava Premium or the Deepak software I've shown you previously, or perhaps Training Peaks. Then if you look at the Performance tab, here I have a collection of all my power peaks, power records, and the amount of training I have done. It also has a power meter diagnostic tab, which enables you to monitor the battery voltage in your power meter. Right now I have the 3 quarks over here. As you can see, it also has a message for the battery when it's getting low. So yeah, all 3 you can see as the charge goes down with use. And this, the Stages Dash tab, is also very useful, perhaps the most useful, because you have an enormous array of options for the data screens in the Stages unit. So these are all activity profiles that I'm just browsing through. As you can see, I've disabled all of them because I want the simplicity. I don't really commute with a power meter or anyway, or do heart rate based workouts. So I use this one, and you can see single data screen is plenty enough because you can fit an extreme amount of data on there. And it's very easy to edit like this instead of just clicking through the unit itself, much quicker this way. So you can choose your power, all kinds of metrics. You can use your maximum, different kind of averages. So if you're a data geek, this is going to be paradise for you because you can set up pretty much anything. You can modify the width, the amount of your training fields, training screens. You can add up to 5 for every activity profile, so you can have pretty much anything you want over there. The Mobile Link app is also very useful because this is where you can upload your new settings to the Stages Dash without connecting it to a computer, and you can also do your firmware updates. Okay, so to summarize, the Dash is a training-oriented unit with sturdy design and no fancy unnecessary features. It has a very sturdy, high-quality aluminum mount, good software backing for setting up your training plans. It does lack some of the latest features of the Garmin's just yet, so it has no advanced navigation or Strava Live segments, for example. But I'm sure these features will be added later on as the firmware and software around it get more developed. One bit of a deal breaker for me is the actual size of the thing, because for first I like smaller units, and that wouldn't be much of an issue, but as you can see, I'm running a Trek Speed Concept as my time trial bike, and this has a proprietary mono extension, and actually the unit wouldn't fit between the arms, and you can't even put them wider apart. So yeah, if I were to use a Stages unit, I still have to stick to my Garmin for the TT bike, which is a bit inconvenient. So yeah, tough luck in this occasion, but basically for any other bike This is a very specific example, but I think it's going to be fit just fine. Okay, so this is my little review of the Stages Dash cycling computer. If you'd like to see more reviews of high-end cycling stuff, then don't forget to tune into my channel and subscribe. It's all for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.